we're just a little bit concerned about the Rings of Power. We don't have much faith in what Amazon's going to do here, but
I'm not full doom and gloom because I used to be very, very like negative about this kind of stuff, but I'm keeping a positive outlook about it, and I'm just gonna wait.
yeah,
But
because if we put that positive energy out, okay, there's two ways to look at it though. Yeah, we can put that positive energy out, and hopefully it reciprocates on film. But also, I don't want to have my hopes set too high to where I know for a fact they're going to get shattered. So if I have
yeah,
my expectations down here, there's only one way it can go up, or there's only
that's
one way it
true.
can go, and that's up. Two things. There's some signs of hope with how they designed the orcs, and it didn't seem like it was how they did it in The Hobbit, where it was all
Ooh,
CGI, green screen
I
stuff.
really
So
like the way they did orcs and
yeah,
Rings of
so
Power.
yeah, from what we've seen,
Yeah.
but all and what Lord of the Rings was so good at the original trilogy is the world building and how they were able to use these large clay models and even these larger sets to create this world that seemed like, even at the time, it still holds up, but it seemed at the time that you were actually immersed within that world, whether it was mines in the mines of Moria, or you're in Mordor, if you were in Rivendell, like it felt like you were there. And when I watched the previews of the Rings of Power, it's like almost, I was telling Wells this, it seems like it's lit too perfectly. Like there's no imperfections. It seems too ethereal. It seems like it's not attainable. And I think with Lord of the Rings, yeah, it's fantasy, but it almost seemed like it was a real place. Like you could go there, but
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes any sense. It's kind of like with um, the Hobbits. That was not a real. It was all. It seemed like a cartoon. It seemed like that wasn't a real place. Um, I don't know.
Yeah, it's very like it's very um the lighting and the way they shot at least The Hobbit and Rings of Power is very similar, and how it just looks in studio, like,
Yeah, that's a good way to
and
put it.
that's fine. I mean, it's
It's
just
it's
Lord
lazy.
of the Rings feels so like tangible.
You can grab it. It's like
Like when they shoot the helicopter coming, like they're clearly in a helicopter when they're running through Rohan, and they're trying to chase down the Uruk-hai. It's like, dude, like you just know they've been traveling for so long. It's like they've been running, and like in real life they ran they ran like 9 miles that day.
yeah. So that's what made, I think, another big reason what made Lord of the Rings so good was, first of all, they casted perfectly, and we don't get into the casting yet. I do want to put up or pose this as, I read something. You mentioned a helicopter. Sean Bean, Boromir, was so deathly afraid of getting in helicopters when they're shooting those scenes like up on the mountains. He would, instead of getting in a helicopter and going up there, he would literally hike up to where they were going because he wouldn't get in the helicopter. I didn't know
I
if Sean
mean,
Bean. I mean, I know he was a badass, but he also gets killed off in every single movie he's in or show.
yeah, he does.
Within like,
He just doesn't want to get killed off in real life.
yeah, no,
He has more faith in his own ability to hike than helicopters. And I mean,
yeah,
helicopters are sketchy. I mean, lots of people die in helicopters. I don't blame them, but that's kind of bad. I mean, it's kind of like he's kind of a baby, but it's kind of badass that he was like,
and
screw it, I'll hike
I'm
anyway.
kind of with him. I'm with
Yeah,
him a little bit. I don't really like flying either, dude. But
especially
for
a
the
helicopter. I've
sake
never
of,
been in a helicopter, but I'm not.
yeah,
It's
recent
kind of
events
sketchy.
have kind of even got me more scared of them, especially
Yeah.
around big mountains and the altitude changes. I'm not sure how high they were up, but things get a little haywire up there.